yeah.
Hello, it's Sunday, February the 5th. I'm John Evans, and you're on the Small Town Network.
I'm Scott Wilk.
I'm Howard Howell.
And
Hello, it's Sunday, February the 5th. I'm John Evans, and you're on the Small Town Network.
I'm Scott Wilk.
I'm Howard Howell.
And you are watching Community News. First of all, as always, we have to thank, and don't forget, we are now on all of the different, well, not all of them, but we're on these
Yes.
different formats, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and I'm going to play it again because I can. But hey, don't forget, follow us on these other platforms at Small Town Net or at Small Town Net on Twitter. Instagram is at small_town_network. You're probably watching us on Facebook right now. And don't forget to check us out on YouTube.
Some people use different apps, and it's more convenient to go to Twitter or Instagram, so might as well do it.
Yeah, and we're noticing we're already getting views on some of those other platforms, so that's awesome. So thank you to those folks. Of course, right up front, if you're brand new to us, we have to thank all the groups. We're like 50-something groups now that we're sharing in, which is awesome. And I've even gotten messages from people like, hey, I'm not seeing in this group. And I've added to that group. One of the Ray County community groups, somebody messaged me and added us to that. So I gotta thank all the groups that share us weekly. You gotta see these little things that we really have. Cool. Christopher Covert, who just had his 30th birthday last week, he got a 3D printer and just went absolutely mad. Everybody at WVLT, he's a WVLT photojournalist. He also has the Exploring Tennessee, which was his idea, and it has its own webpage, all this stuff, and they go out and travel and check out all these state parks and things to do, camping, fishing, all that kind of stuff. But Chris got a 3D printer, so everybody at work that's a photographer, and actually it's expanding even further than that in the station. But everybody got their names on these cool little things, so I have one at work as well. But gotta send a shout out to Chris Covert for
those are beautiful, man.
For printing these. He's even working on our Small Town Network logo too, so he's a beast with that 3D printer. So I gotta thank Chris for that. Those are awesome. So if you want to order these, $20 a piece for Chris Covert, I'll send your name and he'll make you one probably.
That was really cool.
I'll make him some money. We'll make but anyway, again, like, follow, and share. If you're seeing our post, more than likely you're watching it in one of those groups. Make sure you click the Small Town Network name, go to our main page, and like and follow us there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
That was it. So now we are heading into our, I didn't test this camera, so we'll see what happens when it comes up. But we're heading into things to do, which are things to do this week, which is brought to you by none other than, I'm moving my arm so it's not in the shot, if you notice. Do you guys notice I do that? There's a lot of
Well, you're
things I do.
professional.
Yeah. See, I move my arm pre-switch so that when I do this, it's not in the shot.
And there,
But
it's
yeah,
perfect.
But there's John, and he sponsors our things to do.
Yep, John Evans Financial, right across the street from the park, what used to be the park in the gazebo or hall or half of one, whatever you want to say. And it's IRA and tax time, so I don't care where your IRA's at. If
I thought you said it was
in a while-
Iranian tax time. I was like, how do you know?
No.
You're all over this.
I know, but I'm not licensed in Iran. I can tell you a story about that though.
Oh no.
But as in a previous life, I had talked to the State Department and I'd asked them if we could export material to Iran, and they said not only no, but if you ask the question again, I got to ask you who's asking it. So I said, thank you, sir.
Oh Lord.
But so anyway, but if you've got an IRA, it hadn't been reviewed in a while, you probably need to do that. You might as well let me help you with that. So come see me right up 103 South Front. But I got that in, but I wanted to say something else. We had a weird event happen Friday. And it's one of those that if it had gone any differently, you'd have been reading about it in the paper, because we wouldn't be here. Me or Tiffany or Tom, we got a recall notice on her car. She's got a 2014 Cadillac SRX, and we picked up a little rear end sway in it. And we had a recall notice for a toe end separator. And I gave them a call and told them the rear end is swaying a little bit, and the guy says, well, they never fail. But yeah, we will replace that for you. We'll fix it, but I'm out of parts. It'll be March. Call me then. Okay, no worries. It's not going to fail. We get headed down to Athens for Tom's basketball game, going down to Fairview Christian to see that, and just been going down 58, 55, 60 miles an hour. Fine. Had this thing broke then, we would have all died. Because we're about a mile from the church, coming around a little curve at 15 miles an hour or so, and that thing breaks, and that means that right passenger side rear tire can do whatever it wants to do. And we're just all over the road, and I finally get it stopped and pulled over, and the rear wheel is kind of tilted out and towed out about 5 degrees or so. And it was the scariest thing in the world. And so I get it on the road, and flashes on, and we limp about 5 miles an hour up to the church where we're going to play. And the whole reason to tell you the story is that called up there to Cadillac in Knoxville, and they gave me these people's number, AJ Body Shop and Wrecker Service in Athens, and those were the nicest people I've ever had any opportunity to deal with. So helpful. Got up there, got us taken care of. He was so intent on getting our car up there so they could secure it for the evening. He crawled into there to see what was wrong, and yeah, that thing had unscrewed and had separated. Their price was half what I thought it was going to be, and he reminded me that, hey, if this is the recall item that's caused this problem, they're going to refund this tow bill.
Wow.
I never would have thought that, but he's the one who reminded me, and they were kind of, I don't know, Cadillac in Knoxville was really sure I was supposed to know that either.
Yeah.
But when I gave them the bill, they said GM would reimburse me. But then at the very end, after all this is done, he's got on the thing, he says, do I need to take you somewhere? And I already told him we were in Rockwood. So this dude was going to go out of his way to bring me home if I needed him to.
Wow.
So they're just the nicest people and the greatest service ever. So I wanted to say something nice about them.
So anyway.
And I think their prefix is 423, I think, but 745-2800. So if you're down there and you need help, certainly give them a call first.
Yeah. So we might throw them on as complimentary sponsor for a little while because that's awesome and that's a great service. All right, things to do. And again, this is things to do this week. We have another section coming up of other things to do later on in the month, but As always, kicking it off.
Yeah, they're jamming at the Bradbury Community Club over there. $2 gets you in. You can take an instrument, and for that same $2 you can play. And they do have snacks and food available if you want to buy that.
Yeah, they be jamming and then they be riding.
They be riding at the Rome State Community College Expo Center. That's an indoor arena. And if you got a horse, it's only $5 to bring it and $5 for every rider.
Yeah.
And we don't know for sure, but give them a call. If you don't have a horse and you want to ride, you may get somebody to let you ride there.
Yeah, I'd say you got good chances of that. Also, a free veterans breakfast.
A free veterans breakfast over there at the community center in Kingston.
Yes.
That's 8:30 to 10:30.
Yes, and kind of ironed out some stuff. Talked to the folks there at First Presbyterian Church. The children's Bible study is not going on now, but they still have adult Bible study at 7 p.m. At the 429 West Rockwood Street at the First Presbyterian Church. And here is also some of the other their events. They invite you to worship with them. They got Sunday school, Sunday worship service, the Wednesday Bible study, of course, and the second Thursdays they have a women's association. And the Love Kitchen meal and fellowship is the second and fourth Saturdays of the month. So,
they're right across from the middle school over there.
yeah, so go check them out. They're back in business.
Yeah, the Food Truck Wednesday in Harriman is going on again. It's 11 a.m. to 2. We don't know who it's going to be, but we assume it's going to be good.
Yeah, so go down there. It's a sign of spring, I think. Galentine's parties.
Boy, we got
Lots
several of these
yeah.
Galentine's parties. And I just thought of something stupid. I'm not going to say it. But this is at the Trinity Chapel in Dayton. $35 for the tickets.
Yeah, so call that number. They're going to have mocktails, personalized, what are those?
Oh, yeah, you say that word.
Charcuterie?
That's for the boards with the meat and cheese on it.
Sure. Yeah, they're going to make those. And yeah, go get one. And Saving the Children.
We're going to have a heart party in Morgan County at the central office in Wartburg, and it's 6 p.m. And you can give them a call at 423-215-6032.
Yeah, we were talking earlier, not many significant events in this week in history,
But this was a good one.
but this is a big one.
Yeah, the Beatles' first appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show in 1964.
Right here, right now.
I was almost 2.
Would you
I
please?
don't remember it.
Yeah,
But 73.7 million viewers in
for
64.
today's numbers, that would be amazing.
Yeah, but in 64,
did 73
Yeah.
million people have TVs back in that time? I
he
mean,
must have.
wow, that
Or maybe they're saying that
20 people per bedroom.
for TV, I don't know. I don't know how they did their math. But
Yeah, either way, that's
don't check our math, but it's still
That's
quite significant.
Still a record to beat, I'd say. They be cutting horses.
Cutting horses, they are the linebackers of the horse world. They are amazing to watch, and they're doing it over there in both arenas from 8 a.m. to whenever.
Yeah, that's what it said on the website. That's what I put. They're going until they can't cut no more.
Yep,
You're welcome.
and it's 9th through the 11th.
Yes. So check them out if you're looking for a gig.
Yep, over there in Crossville does a lot of this, but
Yes.
they got a community resource fair. So if you're looking for work, get up there on the 9th between 11 a.m. and 2, and they got a lot of resources to help you find a job.
Yeah, absolutely. Give them a call at that number if you want more information. Chili supper.
Yep.
And auction.
At Cumberland County High School and Stone Memorial High School, they have a live and silent auction and chili supper, and that's on the 9th at 6 p.m., and that is Central Time.
Yeah, go check that out. And then a confection affair.
Well, and we're assuming that's pronounced like Ray Nitschke that
Yeah.
played for the Packers.
Yeah.
But Hometown Bakery there in Kingston at 705 West Race Street.
Yeah.
And it goes from 8 till 5.
I thought that was cool. I'm not sure if they're new, but I hadn't heard of that little bakery. So,
I think that's where, if I'm not mistaken, that's where Mamma Mia's Pizza was.
oh, very
In
cool.
that pizza joint.
Yeah.
Well, if they're new, welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And if they're new, hey, send us a message. We'll make you an honorary sponsor. Don't forget if you got
Especially if you're kin to Ray Nitschke.
absolutely.
Yep.
That might get you a 2-month sponsorship.
That might.
But yeah, and also I don't think people realize. We'll talk about it again when we get to the haircut thing. But if you're a brand new business, we offer complimentary sponsorships to get the word out about
Yeah,
your business.
absolutely.
So we'll tell you how to talk to us about that in just a minute. the Palace Theater in Crossville, doing some cool stuff.
Well, isn't it cool? I mean, we just had the Beatles thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they planned that this
I don't
way,
know either.
but Forever Abbey Road is a Beatles tribute band, and they're going to be at the Palace Theater in Kingston at 7 p.m. Central. Or in Palace Theater in Crossville, right?
Crossville, yeah.
Yeah, on the 10th.
Yeah. If you're hungry, turn away for the next few slides, because, man,
Bacon.
that just looks good right there.
All you can eat breakfast at 1459 Railroad Street in Dayton. And that's going to be on the 11th. Adults are $10 and kids are $6. And if you're under 6, which ain't none of us, I guess it's free.
Yeah.
No.
And it's
6
free.
and under is $6.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, you're paying 10.
Yeah.
But first responders and firemen eat free, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Great service. But man, that looks good. And then if you're still hungry,
You got it. 43rd annual pancake breakfast, and that's over at Kingston United Methodist Church on the 10th.
yeah, 8 to 11, and $5 for a meal of pancakes, bacon, eggs, and a breakfast beverage. So all those proceeds go directly to the Rotary Club of Kingston. Frozen vegetables are still available.
Yeah, farmers market in
cold.
Oak Ridge at the Preserve is going on every fourth Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 1.
Yes, and Night to Shine.
It's finally here on the 10th. We've been
Yes.
talking about it for a while, but at the Grove Church, the Night to Shine by the Tim Tebow Foundation. We don't think he's going to be there, but you never know.
You never know. Yeah, so contact them for more info. Lots of Galentine's Day parties.
Another Galentine's
Yes.
Day, and this is on the south end of town there at the Sisters Market, and we had to actually look this up, the permanent jewelry.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like tattoos or something. I was like, they're
But apparently it's jewelry that, what'd you say?
Necklace or a bracelet, and it's on you, but it doesn't have a clasp or anything to unlock it or hitch it up.
So it's very hard to get it
he
off.
said not easily removable.
Not easy to remove.
So we, of course, our minds went to what if somebody tried to steal it? Do they have to take your arm off with it? But
Taking it to the extreme.
if you're curious about that,
Yeah.
go find out there at the Sisters Market on the 10th.
And then if you're still not sure the next day,
Another Galentine's jewelry party, and they have the same stuff, don't they?
yes, it's,
Permanent jewelry as well. So if you're
is that like a
here
new
in
thing?
Rockwood, if you're in Olive Springs, go to this one, go to that one, go to both of them.
Yeah.
But that's on the 11th from 1 to 5 at the Kellytown Baptist Church.
Yeah, and then a night with Elton John, not him himself.
Not
though.
him, somebody that acts like him.
Yeah.
Elton John tribute at the Palace Theater in Crossville at 3 p.m. Central Time.
And then da 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 da.
The Super Bowl.
Yes.
Everybody's looking forward to that.
My
A lot of
Lions
people
got
are.
kicked out in the first half. I thought it was going to be Lions in the Super Bowl. I thought there was a chance that Michigan and the Detroit Lions could both be champions.
I don't
and
have
the
a dog
second
in this
half
fight.
came and Detroit looked horrible. They didn't play. And San Francisco.
I
kicked the
don't
crap
have a
out
dog in this fight. I don't like
Me
San
neither.
Francisco because they were always beating teams that I was, when they were really strong and winning.
Like the Joe Montana days.
I like Joe Montana.
See, I did
now.
too. I loved him when he was there. I wasn't a Steve Young fan, but man, I like Joe Montana.
But I never was a San Francisco fan. And Kansas City, just the whole Taylor Swift thing puts me off them. So I guess, I don't know.
So you're going to be watching the commercials.
Yeah, I'll be watching commercials.
Yeah.
And
I think it's Usher.
something will happen to
Usher
make me pick a side.
is the halftime show, I think, Usher?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I think it's Usher. Again, if I'm wrong, you get your money
I
back.
don't know
But
who Usher is.
but anyway, Super Bowl is Sunday, and that actually that's a big way to wrap up the things to do this week. That heads us into school news, brought to you by the Spotted Frog.
Spotted Frog Cafe right on the corner of Rockwood Street and Front Street, right around the corner from me. And they've got just about everything. I need to check in and see if they got the deli up and going.
I
but
need to
they-
get some pictures, so if you go in there, rip me some pictures.
Yeah, I will. They have now 18 or so flavors of ice cream ready. They do have a low-carb vanilla ice cream. If you need that, you can ask for it. For people like me that are trying to cut the carbs out. And they got the boba tea, with the little bubbles in it and everything.
Yeah.
They got like 80 different options to choose from to get those. So there's 80 different combinations of that tea. So, man, if you got something you really like specifically, they probably got it.
Yeah, so go see the Spotted Frog. There's your second semester. I guess the most significant thing after Dr. Martin Luther King is the and the President's Day. We got spring break coming up.
If we don't have any more snow days, because they may have to go their spring break if we get snowed in.
Yeah, they've used up all their days, but there's the in-service days. We finally got you the February menu, so that's what you're eating. Looks like nuggets, steak and gravy, crispy dough, and pizza.
There you go.
Yeah. And no Rockwood High School student reporter. They were busy this week, but those kids stay busy. But a bunch of games this week.
Yep, on the 5th we got basketball Medway here, and then basketball Oakdale here as well.
Yeah, and then away and away.
We have away at Midway, and on the 9th and the 10th we're at Whitwell.
Yeah, and don't forget to check out, you can still get Mrs. Clement's journalism class. They do the Tiger Talk podcast on Spotify, so go follow them on there, and we'll probably get an episode from them this week. Again, this is one of those things we were talking about. If you're a brand new business in Roane County, just like the at-home hair care, Christy Hensley, she's been getting a month free of advertisement because she's a brand new business in the area. And so don't forget, if you have a business or something like that and you are brand new to the area, just share the information with us, shoot us a message, and we'll make you a complimentary sponsor on the program just to help get the word out about your business. Speaking of Christy's business, the great thing about that, you can get a haircut where you are. So if you got a bunch of kids, or if you're an older person or got car troubles, you still can get your haircut. So that's awesome. And she does a great job. Check her out on Facebook, At Home Hair Care, or look up Christy Hensley. But we appreciate her being on there, and talked to her this week, and she says she's gotten a lot of business. So she wants to thank all the viewers who have been checking her out. So first of all, heading into weather, gotta thank WVLT Channel 8 and the entire First Alert weather team. Heather Haley, they got Kyle Granger, Jacob Durham, Paige Noel, and of course my good buddy, the multiple Emmy award-winning meteorologist Ben Cathy, who, man, he's been busy. He's been back and forth to Italy.
He needs to come and visit us one Sunday and bring one of the Emmys with him.
He should.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I'll ask him about that. That would be cool. But he's been traveling. He's been doing stuff. He's been at these like meteorologist schools stuff, all this stuff, lots of stuff going on. But Ben is kind of going to talk to us about how the weather affects the aches and pains and all that, and does the weather we have coming up.
I could give a lecture on that.
Yeah. So will we be aching and having the pains from the weather coming up? Here is meteorologist Ben Cathy from WVLT.
This is all about the weather and you, the weather's impact on your health. Hey, I'm meteorologist Ben Cathy, and boy, what a dreary month, right? January was. Look at all these cold days. These were the high temperatures and the relation to the average. Red above, blue. Look at that, 25 below average. And there were so many clouds too. It probably kept you indoors, which is not great for allergens. But a ton of rainfall and the biggest snow in Knoxville in 31 years. But the weather heading into February is actually really quiet. So there's a lot going on here. This is the aches and pains forecast. Low pressure down here would mean more joint pain, but things are up pretty high in the week ahead. Weather is super quiet, and that may have you feeling a little bit better. But all this quiet weather also has a few early season allergens back. Elm and juniper at a level 3. Now, trust me, it's going to get much, much, much higher by May, but for now, things are looking pretty good. Next up after this is cedars. I'm Ben for Small Town Network.
Yeah. So again, thanks to Mr. Ben Cathy for that weather update. And with that, we go to the big monitor wall with Mr. Howard Heil. There he is.
That's this past, what was it, Friday, we had that little fur ball in Pennsylvania. He predicted, she predicted that it's going to be
Tony Phil.
Oh, what time about
an early spring. So if you look at the wall here, you can see that we are up in high temperatures, around 60s, which is pretty good. But in the evenings, you can see we're still down here in the 30s and 40s. But when the weekends come, this weekend comes, we're going to be still good because we're partly cloudy and we still got that sunshine going. So look at the local radar. We are clear today. We have nothing coming in, and we're all good.
Yeah.
Oh, and Pachi,
He's gone again. But again, once again, got to thank WVLT. Don't forget to download their apps. They've got a news app and a weather app, and both of those can be customized to your location. So it'll give you school closings, which we've had plenty, school delays, and all of that stuff. So again, thanks to Mr. Ben Cathy for that awesome report.
Yes.
Heading into other interests, this is stuff that's going on not this week, but upcoming weeks, which is brought to you by Shape Up.
Shape Up, a great little gym over there in what we like to call the Shape Up Plaza with the American Grill, Tractor Supply, Bushel and a Peck, and Big Lots.
Yeah.
And they've got a little bit of everything. They got aerobics areas, they got free weights, they got machines to get your cardio in, and a little walking track so you stay inside and comfortable. But the biggest and best thing about that is if you're an older person like me and you happen to be on a Medicare Advantage or a supplement plan, there's a good chance that